we have ourselves a bit of a ladder game to watch, and it is going to be the map Midgard. In the right side is going to be Boit playing as Frey, or the Frey, on this certain streamer package that we've got. He's going to be dropping his dock down very nice and early. And then on this side, we have Kvoth from the Keen clan, and he's going to be dropping a dock on the left-hand side. As it is Midgard, there's going to be so much fish around, and that is going to be nice for both these players. And just while we're introducing these guys, I wanted to watch a Boit game, because for those who don't know, I have had a post about it, and Boit's been posting about it recently. There is going to be an Age of Mythology LAN in Athens in September. It is absolutely wild, and I'm going to be part of it. It's going to be very exciting to get to see an Age of Mythology LAN tournament. They are extremely rare, and yeah, big shout out to Boit for making that happen. As yeah, it's going to be amazing. There's going to be 8 players, and there's going to be myself, and there's going to be Boit. So it's just going to be great. So look forward to that one. We'll be sharing more, or Boit will be sharing more details later. But I just wanted to watch a Boit game as a bit of a shout out to him. And he is playing the Frey, and I think Frey on this map is pretty decent, I would say. I know Norse in general are alright on Midgard. Maybe Frey's not the best option, but you do get your kind of early hand axe, early pickaxe if you want to go that build, which isn't available to the other Norse unless you really sacrifice something else. You can go for that. It's one of those builds that you really need to know the intricacies of exactly when to get the dwarves out, exactly when to move around on certain food, wood, gold. And I know that Boit does play random god, so you're probably not going to be expecting that one to come through. But the reason Norse is decent normally, where I say like Thor and Loki are pretty decent, is because everything they want to do is food-based, really. All of their big power units are food-based, and also they want to get to the heroic age at a decent time. Their classical age is okay, but it can get overrun by quite a lot of civilization, so it is a little bit rough for them. And on this side, Kvoth, kind of similar, to be honest. He's going to be piloting the Tezcatlipoca, so that is one of the new Aztec gods. And Aztecs, very similarly, want to get up to the heroic age more often than not, as they just get access to better units. Their myth units in the heroic age are really, really good. All of the 3 god powers are also great. So I imagine some fast heroics on the cards, but I mean, I could be wrong. What are these guys doing with their dock? So we've got a dock from Kvoth. On this side, he's also grabbing himself another dock. It's one of those things you don't know where the fish are going to spawn, so if you just move to Kvoth's perspective, he sent a fishing ship out just to see if he's going to be able to plant a dock this side. He's not just stopping at the first fish he sees, he's carrying on, which is always the best way to go about it. We move to Boit's perspective. Looks like he found it nice and early, didn't need to over-scout. He knows there's also one over here, so he's going to be in a great spot. Second dock up for himself as well. So they're both going for a bit of a boom, which kind of makes sense for this map. I think you can get away with some rushes here and there if players aren't expecting it, and they're kind of potent. I've been playing around with one actually after I casted a game with Boit, and he said about early rush with the Zeus, and I tried it out against a top player. His name's Divine. He's like a 2K player, and I performed it so badly because I didn't know the build order. I just kind of made it up on the spot. And I took him, to like a half-hour game. He was actually pretty good. If I could perform it a little bit better, maybe it'd be busted. People aren't expecting it because you'd be attacking about a minute ago. It's like 4 minutes you can advance with 3 fishing ships. It's pretty crazy. Maybe even earlier than that if you get some kind of build order down. But I think it's about 4 minutes that I went. Anyway, this game we've got old Hui coming in for Kvoth. He's also going to be sending some warrior priests forwards. He's got only one. Maybe he's going to find some relics. Minor gods are cheaper. Not really going to help him out that much right now. But Jaguar Riders, Shorn Ones, and Smashers all get extra armor. He's going to be liking that one if he wants to grab any of those. And actually, that's a sick relic. Maybe that's what Kvoth is looking for, and it absolutely is. So there was a recent buff to Tezcatlipoca because players didn't think he really had enough bonuses. So he gained an extra bonus, which is his Jaguar Riders are available in the 3rd age rather than the 4th age. So normally you would have to wait till Mythic Age to get those Jaguar Riders, but now they are in the heroic age for Tezcatlipoca only. So if you want to do something similar to maybe what the Chinese civilization does, where they get their cavalry in the heroic age, or something like your camels from the Egyptians, you can do that with Tezcatlipoca, and the Jaguar Riders are insane, as they are meant to be a Mythic Age unit, so that's going to be pretty cool. On this side, Wait grabbing his tech per scene just to get some extra fish down. He's actually grabbing really early walls, maybe thinking that there is going to be some kind of big attack coming his way. See from his perspective what he sees. He sees nothing. This is a typical fray if I've ever seen one. They just look at their side of the map and they're like, well, as long as I'm okay, then nothing to really worry about. Maybe you could be checking that your opponent has a town center, but most fray players don't bother. They're just going to sit back, and it is going to be double longhouse coming through and some throwing axemen to come out of the base at some point. There's also pre-Q on the shaft mine and the bow saw. You can do that. You want them as soon as you get up to the next stage anyway, so potentially a fast heroic is going to be Asgardian Hill Fort right next to the settlement. Gavoth spots that with his spy instantly. His spy might be suffering a bit of a painful death. Should be able to get out of there, actually, but knows that this Asgardian Hill Fort is coming up. So from Boyd's perspective, what does this secure? That's always what you got to think. You want to secure something with this Hill Fort. That's the main purpose of it, really. Unless you want to build Huskarls, which he could, if he starts to see loads of archers, could be an option, actually. The Warrior Priest getting transformed into a Teshipla is going to be running in after Hakon the Good. Poor guys. Is that the one that's going to get jumped on? No. Looks like somebody else is getting jumped on. Thormador Bisson. Okay, that was terrible. Anyway, big flute coming down. That is going to put everybody to sleep. And that means the Teshipla is going to do big damage to all the ones that are sleeping. You want to make sure to target one at a time. Otherwise, it's just a wasted god power. And I think some of the units were kind of just hitting different ones. Gavoth didn't get the value he wanted from that at all. What he wanted was to sleep. All of his units go after one at a time. And then you just take everything out slowly while that sleep is going on. Then you end up with big value. But no, Boyd gets his Asgardian Hill Fort up. So a trade of the Lullaby for a couple of heroes. Don't really mind from the blue perspective on this side. Have a bit of a fishing ship check. I think that's always useful on this map. 22 fishing ship for Gavoth, so he is booming up a storm. 21 for Boyd. So both of them grabbed pretty much all the fish. The only thing is some of the Gavoth ones are kind of wayward. They're out in the middle of nowhere, whereas Boyd has decided not to go for those and saved his wood instead. Nice little raid coming through. Some warriors coming in. Ocelot warriors should be able to get one unit at least. One villager does go down. Even one at the back. Oof, they have some big damage. They're slow attack, but when they do attack, does some large chunks. Kind of feel similar to a berserk, where they just have high base damage, so why not? You can't jump over the house, but you can jump over next to the house if that's what you want to go for. And the throwing axemen are already in to scare it away, and one dude does meet his demise, sinks into the floor. Sad time to be an Ocelot warrior, but there is going to be a bit of an upgrade for them, which is their jump does more damage, and there's a bit more range on that jump. And the jump is just a nice to have thing. Just engages a little bit quicker. He's also got some pierce armor upgrades there. Pierce armor for your ships too, which is interesting. Oh yeah, that isn't the relic. No, the relic was infantry move faster. Boys also sitting underneath the trees, and they are going to spot the town center. Has he spotted it before? I think he must have spotted it before. The town center is up, and there's going to be an It's Papalotl coming through, which is the obsidian butterfly lady. I did manage to grab that relic earlier, so that is a little bit cheaper. That's going to be nice, and there is also an A-gear coming through for Boyd on the blue side. He's going to be happy about this one, as he's got his town center up. He's going up to the next stage, which means Frey always wants to do that because he just wants to grab more and more upgrades. You see how long these techs take to research. 113 seconds. Oof. Big oof. And the Huskarls are going to be running away. So did decide to get some Huskarls. There are loads of heroes on this side. So that is 9 heroes. So they'll be gathering a decent amount of favor on Boyd's side. There is a bit of a drum tech coming in, which is everything is going to speed up. For the Ocelot warriors, they should be able to get out of there, as they're only slow Frey hearsers, not super fast Loki hearsers or anything like that. And yeah, text coming through. Is it going to be a fast mythic? He's really close on the resources already. Obviously, as Frey, you don't have to spend extra resources dropping down your Asgardian Hill for you already have it. Fast mythic. I kind of like it. He's got 10 dudes getting some favor in also, so we'll be able to spend that on some big techs potentially, if that's what he wants to go for. And there we go. So already getting his stone walls in, which is pretty nice. Getting his shaft mine, getting his bow saw as he is in the heroic age. Fast mythic means he can just get so many more techs. It's absolutely wild. Vidar will take 120 seconds. So Kavoth, I mean, he's in the driving seat now in terms of he needs to get something done in the next couple of minutes. Maybe not the next 2 minutes, because there are some techs that are going to come through after Vidar's in, but he's down a town center, he's down tech, so he needs to do something. So the dock is going to be his point of aggression. The Kraken is here, and we'll be able to throw one of those boys away, but he should survive pretty easily. And the house is going to go down too. So a little bit of a raid onto the dock, but nothing too crazy. And it is just wall city coming up, just walls absolutely everywhere for our player in blue. Obsidian Butterfly coming in, she's been nerfed, but does a decent amount of damage to villagers anyway. Just not absolutely busted where she did one spin and they all died. That was a little bit overkill. She's still extremely potent. Look how much damage that did after the poison as well. If you send 2 in, they'll still kill everything. It's just crazy. Mr. Turret Boy on the back. He isn't actually in turret form. In turret form, he does more damage, but obviously he's kind of just sitting there chilling. And this is what Kavoth needs to do. He needs to get in there, Teshikla. He doesn't know that Boyd's going to the Mythic Age, but maybe he's sniffing something out. He wants this Asgardian Hill Fort down. Unfortunately, Warrior Priest back here, not really part of the action. That's going to be a Tempest that Kavoth is going to be able to evade pretty nicely. He's going to send in his Teshikla because that goes down in 15 seconds anyway. So basically after the Tempest runs out, and he trades that. Gull Bursty actually went the wrong way. So saw it popped out of the hill fort just the wrong way. And the Gull Bursty might actually be able to take down one Ocelot Warrior. But it does mean there's less aggression for Kavoth for this next 15 seconds or so. So this is a nice play from Boyd, getting himself to Vidar, and then he'll have a big god power to come down when that guy comes in. So at least we'll be able to get some damage done. And here are the medium Jaguar Riders. So they are going to be in. How many does he have? Only 3, though. But there are 3 more sat in the queue. And Levy, so he wants those out ASAP. Look how many upgrades he has for them. Absolutely ridiculous. They also benefit from that jump from earlier, the jump tech. I actually think that was a really nice buff to Tezcatlipoca. I think it's just a great option. Great design by the devs there. Great Temple coming up on the bottom, and a cow pulley. I think that's such a great play from Boyd, though, because this map is often so aggressive that you don't want to grab second town centers, but this Asgardian Hill Fort just made it all possible. And Kavoth going straight for the town center was basically saying there that the gold mines are so easy to defend, which is rare. So Kavoth notices the same thing, thinks he's down a town center, so he's just going to go for this one instead. Does drop the big purge god power. It's going to explode on that guy. How's the Fafnir though? Fafnir coming through. On this side, got the big Fenris Wolf going to be hitting, and that is a big combo there. This guy's done 300 damage already in a bit of an AoE, and there's also going to be a Gull Bursty from Kavoth. He went for the town center here to get the Gull Bursty in, but unfortunately, a little bit late with that one. The town center wasn't quite up. He's going to trade a Fafnir, though. That gives him 250 gold for the coffers of Tezcatlipoca. He's going to be happy with that one. But probably not worth trading the Gull Bursty. It does cost. Oh, if he can also get the Rock Giant. That's... Oh, he missed it. Missed out on it. Going off of the town center. The town center's almost dead. That's actually a ridiculous play. I didn't even notice how... And he does manage to take it down. And maybe a Rock Giant as well. Gull Bursty paying himself off very nicely there. Kavoth, that's exactly what he needed. He lost kind of a decent amount of units there. But that is a big power spike of Boyd down. But the next one comes in. When all of these upgrades come in, look how cheap everything is. Iron Weapons is a luxury tech for 500 resources, 450 resources. Crazy. Inside, Heavy Jaguar Riders are coming in, some Eagle Warriors as well. Berserk's going to be the unit of choice just to come over here. I think the Eagle Warriors should be able to deal with those pretty nicely, but the upgrades are starting to come through. Champion upgrades, the Iron line of upgrades are going to be coming in very shortly for our player in blue, whereas Kavoth, where is he? He has the feather ones. I believe that's the equivalent of copper. so is definitely behind where that's concerned. There's so much food in the bank. These guys need to start selling. They can sell food kind of decently. I think some of them have been selling food. It's probably Boy on this side because he's been selling it to just sell it early. It's worth more. The more you sell, the less it's actually worth, so might as well use it up early. It's shared with your opponent also. But Kavoth coming back pretty nicely. Does have his Jaguar Riders, his Eagle Warriors doing big damage. The Fafnir is going to be another Fafnir, so Boy is building these Fafnirs. He's got 2. There's one back here also. So after he's getting these techs in, he's getting his Berserk tech where they do extra damage as the other ones fall down. Getting his human soldiers have extra HP. There's another Berserk tech, I think. He's got the one where they just have a little bit more speed. But, well, once that's finished, Fafnirs are not a bad shout. The issue is the Teshupla kind of wrecks them. So if you can focus that guy down or just wait until Kavoth doesn't have them. But at this point, you can just kind of spam them on cooldown. Especially if your eco is doing alright, which it looks like Kavoth's is. He's got his lumber outpost here, so all of these guys getting the equivalent of a pharaoh being on your lumber outpost, which is nice. Look at these big tanky boys in the front. All of the Jaguar Riders jump in. Oh, that is not enough damage, and they're all going to get burnt down. Just look at just one attack from this guy. Yes, it's shared between all the units, but if you've got 2 of them, the AoE is just ridiculous. And the Warrior Priests are the only answer to these Fafnirs, really, because they have the AoE as well. There's no ranged hero for Aztecs. Maybe that he can get in some myth units of his own. Maybe that's a good option. The Golem Burst is already used, so can't really take that one. And that is going to be taking Kavoth off of this front gold mine. Actually, we were saying about the gold mines earlier. There is still 2 for Kavoth, but they are just about to run out. So the map, kind of rough here. And Kavoth is going to be running out of gold. All of these units are going to run away. Boy notices that pretty much instantly. Goes, I'm going to drop down my own hill fort. Oh, he doesn't know about the other side of the map, but... Typical Frey. He's still only seen half the map. Oh, it's just funny. Frey and Thor are the only 2 gods, I swear, that just do that. It's just like, yep, I'm just going to sit on this side. Don't have a real scout, so I'm just going to play my own game. I get more eco than you, so I'm going to sit back. The Q is just berserks like absolute crazy here. But these villagers are dying multiple times. Settlement coming in. And the Fafnirs are on their way. Kavoth, he's in a rough position now. He was absolutely fine until he got pushed off that gold mine. But that is the play. That is always the win condition on this map. Pretty much. Maybe not always. Maybe that's a bit of a bold claim. But often it's a big win condition of this map. You can see that these ones have finished up for Boyd. So he's going to have to move on to this gold mine. He secured it just in time. Whereas Kavoth holding off on these gold mines for as long as possible. But at some point, you do have to move forward. And there's going to be a Golem Bursty coming through for Kavoth. No, that's just him stealing it again. I was like, oh my god. He has 300 favor. I didn't even notice that. Did he just sacrifice loads of villagers to be able to do that? Just drop the Golem Bursty up on this Fafnir, potentially. Or he's going to save it for the main base. But all of these villagers are going to go down. I do like the play. He's actually just going to go Obsidian Butterfly. 300 favor. Recasting Golem Bursty is basically... They made it 300 favor to be like, yeah, you're never going to recast this. It's a one and done god power. Nice micro. Boy, just pulling that Fafnir away. And the villagers, actually quite a few of them get out. This amount of favor, though, is ridiculous. Obsidian Butterflies, Wings of its Papalotl. Maybe that's the answer to Fafnir. It just might have come slightly too late, I think. He might just get overrun, unless he just goes straight for the gold mine. Maybe that's the play. Obsidian Butterfly is going to be great against this these Berserk numbers too. Because these guys, they have hardly any HP. I say that, they got 147 because of all the techs, all the champion upgrades. But normally, before they get all these upgrades, they have like 90 HP. It's absolutely nothing. And the Fafnirs are in. Are there enough butterflies out yet? And just all the berserks come through. There's no need to mine gold. You've just got to scare the units away. Once the special's down, that's when the butterfly isn't as strong. She is basically just a special machine. Use your special, run away. Something similar to something like a mummy, where you just want to use your mummy special and then run away. So many villagers got converted there. On the flip side, Kavoth has already converted loads of villagers or sacrificed loads to get that 300 favor. So no villagers at all. The butterflies trying to do their best. There are also loads of obsidian shards, but the Fafnir is going to do big damage on that side. Also spending some favor on this. One Berserk's going to go up in the air somewhere, and a decent amount die. But with all the upgrades, it means that they are going to survive the majority of them. And that's going to be a nice Boit win. Well played. Nice to see the Fafnir, and great read of the map to know that just the gold mine, he could actually grab a town center, where it is pretty rare for this map, and well played on the gold mine here.